The key word for me is trust. You reach the teamwork when you gain trust.
Innovation is part of the job, and innovation is part of the winning.
What does it mean to go beyond? To go further than expected, to raise the bar, to defy limits.
In this podcast series, we unleash the game-changing stories that take Lamborghini beyond the status quo.
And meet extraordinary people across the world who go beyond convention to forge their own incredible journeys. My name is Giulia Salvi.
And I'm Tim Bravo.
Together we are your host, and this is Beyond, a Lamborghini podcast.
Few names are able to inspire as much excitement for those with a love for speed, power and precision as Lamborghini and Ducati. But whether it's manufacturing Lamborghini's first ever hybrid supercar or dominating the MotoGP season, there are inspiring leaders responsible for delivering the dream. Today we bring together two neighbors from the Emilia-Romagna Motor Valley, Ducati MotoGP team manager Davide Tardozzi and the product line director of the Lamborghini Revuelto, Matteo Ortenzi, to discuss the importance of teamwork, relishing the challenge, and what it means to go beyond world-class performance. Davide, Matteo, welcome to our podcast. Welcome to Beyond. It's a pleasure to have you with us. Let's start with our guest from outside, from Ducati, Davide Tardozzi. Davide, what was your way to become a leader within your company, within the MotoGP circuit? How did this happen?
In a funny way, but I was a Ducati rider when I used to race when I was younger. And I have a blonde hair, not now. But anyway, then I stopped racing. Then the Castiglioni brother, that at that time he was the owner of Ducati factory, they asked me to join Ducati as a manager. And so since mid-90s, I start to do this job that I enjoy a lot. Because it's not only my job, it's my hobby. Because I love motorcycle, I love to be in this kind of world. So finally I stay in Ducati a lot of years since I became team manager of MotoGP in 2014. I enjoy my work and my life in this world.
And I think when your job is your biggest passion, that's one of the biggest lucks in the world. Matteo, tell us something about the journey of your career.
But it was similar to the one of Davide. By chance, I entered Lamborghini because I was looking for the fastest way to enter automotive sector. I grew up reading Quattro Ruote, an automotive newspaper here in Italy, and I wanted to work in automotive because then I could also drive a lot of cars because my passion was on four wheels. And then there was this opportunity in 2004 to join Lamborghini, and I said it was also a chance for me because the company was completely different, was smaller, so I could see immediately a big part of the company life, and then step by step we build up our success, and I had the opportunity then to grow in different positions, and so today I'm here as responsible for the Revuelto product line.
I think both companies, Lamborghini and also Ducati, have quite this family feeling, no? So how, especially in such a family feeling, how is teamwork then essential to be successful, both for the Revuelto development and production, but also for Ducati Corse?
Yeah, for sure, the family feeling is a very important tool. I think that create this kind of family inside the team is very important because we are almost 50 people working together almost every day and stay abroad for racing 6 months. That means living together, traveling together, eating together, discussing a lot of times about everything. So I think that the most important thing is to create the best situation to let people live this job in a different way, because for sure the people miss their own families, and they need to found inside the team another family feeling that give them the possibility to stay away without problem and be concentrated on the job.
And same for you, Matteo, being the leader of a big team maybe is not that easy sometimes.
It's not that easy, but I think it's the only way. The key word for me is trust. You reach the teamwork when you gain trust. And so you have, first of all, to offer really yourself. You have to be always available for the team, and then you are creating something special, and this is then working properly. We are very small as a company, we know it, and the only way to manage the complexity of our world is to work in a very fast way. So the only way we have is teamwork. To communicate just looking in the eyes your guys, I think, is the key of the success we are having actually. And this I learned also in different experiences. I had the opportunity to work 3 years in Singapore, for example. I was following up the Asia Pacific market. And just to give you some numbers, we were having 18 markets in different countries, 50 partners with 4 national sales companies. We were just 45 people in Asia. And you need to have this kind of family feeling in order to be fast, to be always connected, to avoid formal alignment that are taking time, because we didn't have time to follow up that complexity. And so I learned a lot, and I found the same spirit and the same needs also in the Revuelto team now.
But you know, Matteo, one more thing is to know very well the people. I mean, on our side, most important is to know what the people are, their character, the families, and whatever it can give them problem during the work. I mean, I think that knowing the people very well for a team leader is very, very important, because you must know if they have a problem, why they have a problem. That's very important, and I think that sometimes spending time with them outside the work is very important.
It is for sure. And we had also, this is a funny story, because I moved my family when I joined Singapore. And then I said, then we will have a bit of time to stay there, we will enjoy Asia. And then the first 4 weeks I was completely out, because I wanted to travel to meet every team around the region. And so my wife at the end said, okay, it's important, your job, you have to know by person everybody, but now if you can spend 1 or 2 days every month with us. So I had to decrease a bit the speed, but this was also my target. I wanted really to meet them, to understand who they were. And this was working actually. So I think it's the right way to approach our job.
Yeah, in some way the job became 24 hours a day, because, leading people, you must absolutely spend times also outside the working time. I think that the most important thing is that you will be recognized like somebody that helped them in whatever situation. It's not just being the chief, it's being somebody that helped them. This kind of thing became, with the word family feeling, that you can transmit to them. It's not something that it happens. You have to create it.
Davide, when we talk about family feeling, there's a peculiarity that people might not know. But, your son, actually, even if you spent a lot of time traveling, you were around the world, you still managed to infect him with this positive virus, let's say, this passion for motors, for engines, because he ended up working also in the industry, but at Lamborghini, so not at Ducati.
Yeah, but that's very funny, because my son, me and my wife, we've been always motorcycle passions, and we had this since we was kids. My son doesn't have the license till 2 years ago.
Oh, really?
So he doesn't like motorcycle. He loves cars, and he never been involved in the family passion. But finally, he found this job. He degree in 2016, and the day after, he was asking from somebody to come to Lamborghini. And when he told me, I was quite surprised, because he degrees in is architect. So it's funny for me that he comes to Lamborghini. I thought that he goes to London to a famous architect studio. But anyway, now he found his way. He loves Lamborghini. He loves to work here because he always told me about the good passion that he feel inside the factory. He's somebody that changed his way to see the automotive.
And that's funny. It's like a circle, because Ducati and Lamborghini are not just neighbors, but also partners because they're owned by Audi. Davide, have you ever driven a Lamborghini car?
I've been lucky, and I had Urus for some times. But Lamborghini was so kind to borrow to me a Urus. That was a fantastic time. Honestly, I see the other Lamborghini cars, but Urus to me is the car of every day, because you can use every day without too many problems going inside and outside. All the other Lamborghini are a dream for many people. Is a kind of dream that I would like to have in my garage once when I retire, maybe. But Urus is my favorite so far.
Matteo, have you ever used a Ducati motorbike?
No, I never had the opportunity. I was too much into the four-wheel drive, so my passion was there. But I really like the Ducati bikes, so now I know somebody in Ducati who knows, for maybe an invitation to try for the first time.
It was a little hint. Let's see.
We will invite him to have a test ride in the racetrack, maybe.
Maybe it's better for the first time for the others.
Do you have the license?
No.
Okay, you can pretend as I do.
Okay, so
Sometime,
I will
yeah.
do the same then.
Matteo, when we talk about your job, you've told us a bit about your past experience. Now you're a product line director, Revuelto. I think people out there might not even know what this entails. Like, why is teamwork for you so especially important? What do you do in your role?
So it's so important because actually we are not doing what the usual functions of a company are doing to build a car, to develop a car. What we are doing is to coordinate all the others, to ask the others to do their own task in time, in the proper way, in order then to match our targets of development, of timing, to keep the timing of the project. And so, as you can understand, this is so quite important because we are using exactly the teamwork spirit. We have to use the knowledge of the people we have in front of us, as Davide was saying before, because this is the only tool we have in order to ask the others to do what they have to do. We are in the center of the development, but without a specific function on the single component of the car, on a single process. We have to bring all the others to the right moment in time, to the right level of quality we are asking them. So it's my key tool, so the teamwork.
Let's shift to the word challenge. Davide, managing a motorsport team is very much a journey that starts with initial preparation and strategy and ends when a Ducati motorcycle crosses the finish line to win a race. So how does it feel when the team's journey results in the first win?
We are so focused to the win. I think that in the last couple of years we shows that Ducati factory did a really huge effort on the technology side, on the organization side, and even on the sporting side, choosing the right young riders and bringing them to the top till the World Championship of Francesco Bagnaia last year. So I think that what Ducati did is mainly studying the innovation of the view of the motorsport. I think that now we are copying from our competitors because since 7 years we bring another way to see the motorsport and how to prepare the races. But anyway, we are so focused, and it's something that we try to transmit to everybody that is coming to Ducati. We are so focused to the only goal, that is not participating, is winning.
No, and the success speaks for itself. Davide, congratulations again. We all here also at Lamborghini celebrated with you the World Championships, and we were very happy for you. But Matteo, talking about challenges as well in the Lamborghini world, you said that your role is bringing everyone together and keeping then the right timing for the project at the exact cost of the project, but especially with the right performance, quality, etc. This sounds incredibly challenging. So tell us a little bit about that, about how challenging it is, and about what is your win? What is your finishing line? What is your win for this project then?
So our win is to, as you said, to bring the project in the proper time and with the proper level of performance we want to have, because it is for sure the most difficult part of it. So it's basically, for me, what you have every weekend now with the races, for me, are the milestone of the project. And really is the fight week by week, because everything you are not able to do in the proper way in a milestone, then you have to recover on the next one. No? It's like when you are not first one in a race and you have then to recover points on the next appointments. So for the important is to keep the things on track. So you have to be sure that you did everything it was possible, and if there are things that you have to recover, you need to have immediately a new plan then to reach the target you have at the end. In the end, the championship for you, it's when the car is ready for us, when you see the first time, and we are living this moment, the first cars out of line, the first Revueltos that are approaching then in some weeks. So the word out of
in some way,
Lamborghini.
having the first car is like having the first win.
Exactly. So we are there now, and we are proud of that, and it's a special moment for us. And you are doing this looking at the details. You don't have never to be satisfied, not fully satisfied. There is always something you can do better. What I like, so this is our mindset. And maybe sometimes it is too much, but we are never stopping to celebrate. So even when we are doing good things, you see that the car is going out and you did it, we are immediately thinking, but how can we do this a bit better? So in the next car, how can we do it differently? No? Because we are already thinking to the next appointments. And I think this is what I like of Lamborghini, and this is what I'm living since 20 years.
We are not normal Ducati and Lamborghini, normal manufacturer. We are somebody that want to improve every time. Some cars or bike are the same. You have the first bike, the first car, and the 10,000 more is exactly the same. As Matteo said, like us, we want always to improve. There is no 1 minute that we don't think about to improve the product or the racing bike. So that's something that I think that is common between Lamborghini and Ducati.
And we talked about Ducati's success, but also Revuelto is sold out for the next 2 years. So congratulations for that. So we talked a lot about precision, which is a key word. But I'd like to know if you're a precise person, even in real life.
This is a bad question, actually.
Because you have to be kind of maniac on your job. But usually people like you on your job, when it comes to real life, it's a different thing. Exactly.
So when I can relax, I'm not that focused on details, let's say. I like really to enjoy life, so I'm not looking and planning everything. I really like to let it go and to see where it goes. It's completely different from the work. I see really a switch when I'm out of my desk.
Exactly the same. When I am at home, I don't want, because I always have to organize something, to organize people, to let people do the things in the proper way. While I am at home, I like to be in a different way.
So you keep all your sharp mindset for the job. That's very good for Lamborghini and for Ducati. And talking about that, what does bravery mean for you? So within this context, when you're very sharp, you work on your projects. What is this that keeps you pushing forward and being brave and different from all others?
Well, I have two examples to explain what bravery is for us here at Lamborghini. So I was so lucky to work in the first project team of the Aventador, and I still remember the first meeting in which we had a white paper, and we said, how can we build the best possible sports car? So we were really starting from scratch. And now, back in this exact moment for the Revuelto, we did the same. So we could have used something already existing. We could have used things that we see in the markets, but we decided then to start from scratch again. Even if Aventador was a big success, even if we have other opportunities within the V10 model line or in other sports car worlds, but we start from scratch. Everything had to be new. New engine, new architecture of the car, new electronic platform, because again, to do the best, you have to risk something, and we risk having everything new in the car.
Yeah, it's like in racing, you have always to have something on the draw, because innovation is part of the job, and innovation is part of the winning. Thinking things before somebody else is thinking about it is the most important thing in racing, and you must be always ahead the times. So I think that, as I said before, we proved this in the last 7 years, and I think that now in MotoGP we have the best bike. But the way of Ducati is to bring this technology from the racing to the product. That's why I think that our bikes are now on the top of the market.
And we talk about winning, which is the goal, or building the perfect car, which is the other goal. But how do you face risks, danger, and sometimes, like ups and downs, maybe like a negative side, or maybe a bad times, because that's life, I mean.
Negative time are part of the job. Lucky that in the last couple of years we have good results, but we faced really hard time from 2010 to 2014. Very, very hard time in the Rossi's epoca, when we hired the best rider of the world, Valentino Rossi, and the results was real poor results, and the following years was really a disaster. But from the bottom, we thought that we can be again on the top. I think that we see each other, we see on the face, and we said that we can't let them putting down like they are trying in this moment. I mean journalists and Japanese factories and whoever was against Ducati in this period. And we proved that with a very good group we can go back to the top.
That's a nice lesson.
I think what Davide said is the truth, and you're making the difference when you're down, not when everything is going well, because this is easy. I think the first things you have to do is to accept the failure. So it can happen. And then you have, I think, the real important thing is to react in a fast way. So failure is part of the job, as Davide was saying. The difference you can make it when you accept it immediately. You transparently say what is happening to the company, to the team, and you find for alternatives, B-plan. This is the interesting part of the job. When everything is running smooth, it's not that nice for me.
Davide, I have a question for you. I mean, we at Lamborghini, we always say we build not just super sports cars, we build dream cars. You as well, you're kind of delivering on a dream, the dream of your fans, of the Ducatisti, to win the MotoGP, like you did last year, like you will hopefully do this season. Are you as well a dreamer? Can you let yourself be a dreamer as well?
For sure, I'm a dreamer. I think that have dreams is the salt of the life. My dream in the past was to win the MotoGP championship. Now my dream is to win again, and the following one is to win again. I am a dreamer because I want always more, but in sport I love only to win, and I feel pain when we lose. I really feel painful. But anyway, I joke many times with our guys and our riders on that, but I think that this is something that you can transmit to our guys, our employees, when they see you feeling so bad when you lose and feeling so happy when you win. I think that is something that they can bring inside themselves. It's something that you show back, because they understand that you are feeling so good or so bad because of them work or them results. So dreaming, again, is something that you must always have.
And Matteo, shifting to performance, how does the move to hybridization refuse to compromise on performance?
So we are discussing on hybridization since years, and what we decide, it was to move just when we had the right technology to bring more to our customer, not less. So we didn't want to move just because this was a trend in automotive. We did now because we are sure now that we have a better sports car than before, with more performance and more efficiency. This was these were our rules. So we had to be better in efficiency for sure, but also in performance, because it's for sure a technological trade-off that is not easy. So you are adding weight in the car. You have to be sure that you have always the energy also from the electric system to go fast and not to bring kilograms into the car without a real effectiveness when we are driving fast. That's why we decided to do the step just when the technology was ready, and that's why the Revuelto is in the market now, because really we think now that we are able, and I'm sure, we are able to give to our customer more emotions than before, more performance and more efficiency.
Performance is a very strange thing, because whenever we launch a new product at Lamborghini, but I'm sure the same is valid for Ducati, we think this is the non plus ultra. This is there's nothing more performant than this car. And then we launch the next derivative, and it's even more performing. How is that even possible technically? Aren't we getting to the physical limit of performance at some point? You keep developing faster and faster bikes or racing bikes or faster and faster cars. How is that even possible? There's a physical limit to performance.
Engineers are always thinking about being better than before. So I think that giving to our customers something, a better product and something better is the task of Lamborghini and Ducati. I think that who buy this kind of car or this kind of bike expect always to be on the top bike or the top car. So I think that our engineers have always this in mind, and they are thinking always to have new technologies or new innovations. So I think that this is something that is common Ducati and Lamborghini.
Davide, Matteo, that's a wrap. So thank you so much for your time, and it's been a huge pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us for this month's episode.
New episodes will continue to land monthly on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube and Lamborghini.com.
Please do subscribe wherever you get your podcasts for more extraordinary journeys into the beyond. My name is Tim Bravo.
I'm Giulia Salvi, and this is Beyond, a Lamborghini podcast.